What's going on, YouTube? This is wwjoshdew, and I've got a surprise unboxing. I don't know what it is. Obviously, I'll find out once I open it, but it's unclear as to what it is. So let's try to open it up here and see what's... Okay. This actually happens quite often where I receive a package and I'm like, what is this? Alright, got a little thing here. Alright, cool. Alright. Making some progress here. It's unique packaging. Wow, that is super white on video. Holy cow. And then here we have what appears to be a phone. Okay, yes, I do remember talking to this company about this. This is competitively priced with like something such as like the Moto G. You got a 3G WCDMA 900 and 2100 megahertz. You've got 2G GSM for 850, 900, 1800, and 1900. From what I was told by the people that sent this to me, this will not work in the US. So for my US viewers, this would probably be more of just a give it to your kid, let them watch Netflix on it. Maybe you want to try out an app, but you don't want to try it on your main device. Something along those lines. So there's the specs. You got a 5-inch 720p screen, so it's HD, which is pretty nice. You got a 5 megapixel front camera and a 13 megapixel back camera with autofocus. That actually sounds pretty impressive, especially given the price point. I believe that the price point is around $169. You've got 8 gigs of built-in storage, so like apps and stuff, which again is, just like the 8 gig Moto G, and you've got a 2200 milliamp hour battery. So let's go ahead and get into this, open it up, and see what it looks like. This is kind of cool. This is my very first phone that's ever been sent to me, ever. So I am kind of excited about that. And I won't be like, oh, it was free, so this is awesome. No, I won't be like that at all. I will give you my honest opinion. So I'll go ahead and set the device to the side for now, and we'll go ahead and see what else is in here. I am using a new setup for my microphone. I'm using my Zoom H2N plugged directly into my Sony 4K camcorder, so hopefully the audio is good. I did run a few tests before doing this. You do have an instruction manual and then a limited liability and warranty. You do have a charger. So again, this is not for the US people. This is for people in other countries where this phone is supported. The radio that's inside the phone supported. So obviously that's not going to work here in the US. You do have a micro USB cable. You can plug this into any standard plug such as this little guy right here and charge up your phone or a computer, etc. Let's go ahead and put all this back in there. Take the phone out of the case here. That looks really nice. I'm actually so far I'm really liking the design of it. So let's get all this back in here. Again, just the normal standard micro USB. Let's go ahead and take a look at the phone, shall we? Now, I think that it might be removable. There's a little thing here. So let's see what happens when we take the back cover off here. Alright, so it looks like the battery might actually be removable. Sweet! The battery is in fact removable. So if this company wants to go ahead and make some batteries that you can swap out, this is actually really awesome. My daughter's been using a Moto G to watch Netflix and play video games and stuff. This might be her phone. This might be the phone she uses. You'll need to take this little connector off here or protection thing to go ahead and get the battery to start working in there. But this is cool. So if I buy a few more of these batteries, instead of like the Moto G where you have to charge it, I can just charge up the batteries. When one battery's full, you just go ahead and put it in there and then put the dead battery on the charger and vice versa. I mean, you have a never-ending supply of battery. Looks like you have a SIM card slot right there and then a micro SD, so you can go ahead and expand that. So you can put like an 8 gig, 16 gig, 32 gig SD card in there, maybe more. I don't know. I'll have to test that. In the description, I will go ahead and update that. I do have a 128 gig card. You know what? Let's go ahead and just test that now. I've got a 128 gig card here. Let's go ahead and put that in and see what happens when we turn it on. I'm pretty sure 128 gigs won't be supported because typically like the high-end phones will only support that much storage, but you never know. We'll find out. So whenever you push it down, you will go ahead and pull it towards you and it locks in place. And if you want to get that SD card out of there, you'll push up and then it, just pops right out. So one more time, we'll put that in there. We'll go down, slide it down. There we have it. And then we'll put the back cover on. And it just snaps around like that. Very, very cool. So power button's on the side here, and while this is powering on, we'll go ahead and walk through the device. You do have that 13 megapixel back camera with a flash, which is pretty nice. You have your volume up and down, your micro USB for charging it, your microphone. You have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and you do have your home, back, and recent apps button, which is pretty cool. I mean, I know the S5 does that, so it's pretty cool that this does that as well. SIM card is unplugged. Make sure your SIM card is plugged in properly. It looks like actually there's 2 slots for a SIM card, and this SD card is unsupported. So let's go ahead and get that sucker out of there. Like I said earlier, usually only the high-end phones are going to support SD cards that are 128 gigabytes. So like this little 16 gig here, this would go in there just fine. So when you head to the storage page, this is actually kind of cool. You have a default write disk. So we have that 16 gig SD card in there. We can go ahead and put it on that. If we want our stuff to mostly go on the internal storage, we can go ahead and do that. So that's really cool. I'm wondering if you install apps, if that will be where it goes. You can see that we have a total of 1 gig available to us, which honestly isn't that much. So if you can move apps to the SD card, you can go ahead and throw a 32 gig SD card and move all of your apps that are over like maybe more than 100 megabytes and throw it on your external SD card that's in there. And I do apologize. It looks like our phone storage is actually 5 gigs. So I don't understand. I guess the internal storage is, this is dedicated to just apps, and then this is going to be dedicated to like pictures or something. I'm not quite sure how that's, this is not the review by any means. I do actually plan on playing with this some more and doing a review of it if I find that it's worth doing a review on, if I like the phone. So under About Phone, you can see that it is on 4.4.2, so we are on KitKat, which is very nice. You do have a update option to go ahead and update your phone here. I'm going to go ahead and connect this to my Wi-Fi. You do need the long press on it to open up that corresponding thing and then tap that. And it does pick up 5 gigahertz, which is something the Moto G does not do, at least the first gen Moto G. So let's go ahead and put in my Wi-Fi password, shall we? All right, so we are connected. Let's go ahead and go back and let's check for updates and see if there's anything newer than what's currently on here. We are currently on the latest update. If we head to the settings here, we can check and see, weekly, monthly, update via Wi-Fi, allow automatic downloads. Let's go ahead and just play with the settings here. Let's look at this quick toggles. So that's your notifications, clear that. Flip to your quick toggles here. You got audio profiles, you've got a brightness, so you can go ahead and turn that up and down and keep it where you like it. You also have a data connection, data usage, auto rotation, cast screen to like a Chromecast, for example, or a compatible device that will allow you to do that. You have audio profiles. Looks like it has an audio enhancer for earphones. And here's your home screen, just like standard stock Android. It's actually looks almost like stock Android with just a little bit of tweaking here and there, but most of it looks like stock Android. Under your app drawer, it's very, very simple when you first get it. You don't have very many options. You do have a power save option, so you can go ahead and save battery life if you'd like to. And of course, you have the Google Play Store to download and install apps at your will. It comes with a backup and restore option, so personal data. And also there was an option to go ahead and back up to the SD card. And optionally, you can go ahead and restore. This also does come with an FM radio. You need to plug in earphones in order to use it. I don't have any earphones up here to test, so you can go ahead and listen to any local radio stations in your area. The screen is 720p. It has pretty good viewing angles from what I'm seeing on the camera right now. And if I look at it with my eyes instead of the camera monitor, yes, it does have very good viewing angles. And it's not like you can't see it. If someone's trying to show you a video and you're looking at it at an angle, then it looks like it's actually got pretty good viewing angles, like I said. You got your recent apps button, which for some reason is not quite showing the recent apps. That is actually the menu button at the moment. This is kind of unique. In here you have a scheduled power on and off. So you can go ahead and turn the phone on every day at 7 a.m. and then turn it off at like 9 p.m. for example, and it will turn off and turn on at the times that you set it. And you can set it to individual days of the week or all week long. So if you don't want to get bothered at night, your phone will be powered off. And in the morning, you can set it to like 6 or 5 a.m. or 7 a.m., whatever you want, and it will turn on at that time. This could be fixed with a software update, but one thing I have noticed so far is pressing the recent apps button takes you to your settings. So right now, that's the settings. To get to your recent apps, you actually hold down the home button, and you can go ahead and clear stuff away just like AOSP. Now, in the settings somewhere, that might be an option to change that to your recent apps button, but at the moment, holding on the home button is actually your recent apps button. I'm not finding a way in here to change that. If you head to the settings, it doesn't appear there's one for buttons. One thing I am curious about is we're going to go here to developer options, and then we're going to enable them. And this video is almost over for those of you that don't like the longer videos, if you're still sticking around. And we're going to open up the web browser here. And we're going to Google Tailroot. Alright, so we went ahead and downloaded the APK. We might need some kind of, well, actually the phone did come with the file manager, so in the settings we'll go to unknown sources, check OK, uncheck verify apps. Alright, we'll go ahead and download that one more time. It'll probably say we've already done that. Yes, it did, so we'll click on that, install, and then open, and then make it rain. It may have worked. Let's go ahead and download Titanium Backup. You can actually go to the website right here without being signed into your Google Play account. And then right here you'll see for download. Click on that. And now there's the Titanium Backup. We'll go ahead and install that. Open it. Tailroot does not appear to be working. One thing I want to go ahead and quickly note is that when you choose power off, there is a confirmation to power it off, but if you choose the reboot option, which is nice that it is included, there's no confirmation. So if you accidentally bumped that, it's just going to reboot on you. There was no option to say, hey, I didn't mean to press that, cancel, or yes, I did mean to press that, okay. So that's just something I want to go ahead and quickly note. This was the unboxing and first look of the I don't really know how to pronounce that. The Eachine phone. It is competitively priced. So far, I like it. The performance feels just fine. I will have to sign into my Play account and download some apps and see how well it performs. I will be back with a full review of this sucker to tell you, hey, is it worth the price tag? If you're in the US and you're looking for a device to store apps onto that SD card in there and give it to your kid or whatever, is it worth your hard-earned money to get this phone? One quick thing that I want to go ahead and show you before I get out of here is if you go to the apps, you can see that we have 1.1 gig free. Now, don't stress. You can go ahead and click on the app you want to move to your SD card and hit move. And it's going to go ahead and move it over to that 16 gig storage. And that was actually really quick. So now we have a little more space than we had before. And here it'll tell you which apps are on your SD card, and I have 10 gigs free on my 16 gig SD card right now. Now, Tailroot did not work, so Titanium Backup was not able to get root access. So those of you out there that are curious about that, the Tailroot does not work with this current firmware that's on here. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by giving the video a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you want to stay up to date on the latest videos that I am working on. This is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out.